Hey traders, Raghee here. As we go into the weekend, I've got one thing on my mind. We're getting ready for a class, and those of you that have been with me in Charts and Coffee have been with me throughout the month of August. Just straight up, August was a very difficult month in terms of the chop. August is a very seasonally choppy month, and yet we were almost able to nearly, not quite, I was able to nearly 2x in the month of August. All right, so I like to share. There were wins, there were losses, a little bit of everything in between. And what we want to remember when we're looking at a month like August is September is likely to behave, at least for the first 2 weeks, in a very similar choppy way. And so the best way to deal with an environment like this is to focus on the short term. All right, so let me show you what we did today, because it doesn't matter, August is in the rearview mirror. How did this week, with the approach that I'm going to be teaching tomorrow in the class, how did this week work out? We had a total of, 4 trades on Tuesday, 2 trades on Wednesday, 2 trades on Thursday, and 2 trades on Friday. Okay? So a total of 10 trades. We went 2 for 10, right? So usually every morning I'm going to have 2 to 4 setups by 10:35 Eastern. Right? So this is just the morning that I'm walking everyone through. This morning, let's talk about this morning's trades, and let me walk you through a few things. This is what I did in August. This is what we're going to continue to do in September, because we're still dealing with a lot of chop. One of the things we did this morning, using our tools, we focused on the long side of the QQQ. Notice the way the resistance of the hourly price movement ranges and the support of the hourly price movement ranges do a great job of dealing with chop. So if you're saying, Rog, how do I deal with chop? One of the best ways to do it is with a volatility-based support and resistance approach. That's exactly what this is, all right? So in this case, we got long the QQQ. Let me talk about another aspect of this buy. We paid $1.10 for these options. Now, some of our traders traded 2, 3, 4 of these, right? So they're spending anywhere from $220 to $440. And we are not risking max debit. We're risking far, far less than that, okay? So that's not the risk, that's the cost. For me, I traded 25 of these things, okay? The whole idea is to have a scalable approach. It's a big part of what we're going to do in the class, which is break out the formulaic spreadsheet of risk and position sizing and talk about how to manage your account. Not my account, but your account. How many contracts? What's the risk to the account? So with a $110 option, some traders can buy very few contracts. If you have a smaller account, traders like myself or even larger can buy more contracts, because we're focusing on a very liquid, this could be QQQ, this could be NQ, it really doesn't matter. Right? It's really up to you. The other symbol that we were very interested in today was Tesla. And the first opportunity to play Tesla this morning was a quick buy. And so that's what we took advantage of. Now, a lot of folks might ask, Rog, what do we do in the latter half of the day? I don't like trading Friday afternoons. In fact, I really like to teach traders to trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then half, frankly, of Friday. So I like half-day Fridays. If you like half-day Fridays, you're going to love this approach. So we have an AM and a PM session Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and really just an AM only on Fridays. Okay, start the weekend early. Take a look at the difference between the AM and PM mood. Morning was quite bullish, choppy midday. Afternoon was pretty bearish. This is what I mean about chop. If we think about splitting a day right around 11:30, and we know that we have really 2 days. We have one day here, we have a completely different day in the afternoon. Now we can not only remember to manage that part of the day, but we actually open up more opportunity, because we're not fixated on what we saw in the morning necessarily duplicating itself in the afternoon. We really think about every day as 2 pieces, right? And that's a lot of what we've been seeing. So if you've been frustrated by what you're seeing in the equity markets, doesn't matter if it's the NASDAQ or the S&P or the SPX, let's do the same thing here on SPX. What are we dealing with? If you started off the morning looking for the most part to the long side, look at the green grab candles, and then you avoid the doldrums And then you come back and say, oh, wow, we really see a shift in momentum. We really see a shift in the trend going into the close. Once again, now you're getting the hang of this. There's an AM and there's a PM session. And a lot of traders are getting caught up and thinking we're going to continue to follow through, right? This is yet another reason it makes sense to have a more short-term approach and having volatility-based tools helping you out. Now, sometimes we're going to have gorgeous follow-through days, right? It's not going to happen often, but let me show you what that looks like. This is one of the setups, one of the looks on Amazon here. This is Amazon just a day ago, all right? This is actually, here we go. Well, depending on when you're catching this video. here's Amazon on the 7th, all right? Take a peek. Is there any reason to do anything but look for either neutral? How do I know I want to be bullish? Neutral yellow environment, green grab candles. This is how easy it is to get direction. When the candles are green and the environment, the trend is neutral, right? This yellow trend, we want to be buyers. If the candles were red after the open, then we might think about being short sellers or long puts. Here's another thing. That's support, gang. That's the hourly price movement range support. Do we short into support? No, not unless we hate our money. So there's support. There's bullishness in the green grab candles. And then look, by 10:30, we're in an uptrend. Don't fight the trend. So when you have the tools that give you that directional confidence, it's going to make all the difference in the world. So what I hope I was able to break down here for you, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. We want to use the grab candles. We want to use the multi-trend. We want to use the support and resistance of the hourly price movement ranges and get that nimble approach to trading. August it worked. It's already working really well in September because we continue to deal with this uncertainty. Amazon was straight up yesterday. Today, you can see what kind of day we dealt with. All right, this was Thursday. This is Friday. It's really tough to be an overnight trader with this wishy-washy type action. Look at all the volatility here. Up, down, up, down. You know where it's great? On the 5-minute time frame. Come join me tomorrow, simplertrading.com/clarity. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the class at 1 p.m. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.